Have you ever thought about what will really last after we're gone? Not the car, not the house, not the clothes in the closet, but the stories, the moments, the laughter, the love. You know, our memories are the real treasures, but here's the big question. How do we make sure they don't just fade away? So in this video, I'll explore why memories hold such significance and offer a few ways to ensure that these cherished moments remain with us for a lifetime. So if that sounds something that you're interested in, let's get going. As we know, life moves so quickly. One moment you're watching your kids take the first steps, and the next thing they're having kids of their own. And we blink and entire seasons of life pass us by. And it's not just the big milestones like the weddings, the graduations, the birthdays. You know, some of the most powerful and precious memories are the small ones, the ordinary ones, like the smell of your grandmother's cooking, the sound of your dad's laugh, and the way your child once said a word completely wrong, but you secretly hoped that they'd never outgrow it. Those little details, they're the threads that make up our story. Without them, we'd just be a timeline of dates and events. With them, we're human. They give our lives meaning and they help us to relate and connect to each other. And here's the thing. Memories don't just remind us of who we were. They help us to connect across generations, across cultures, even across grief. They're what allow us to say, I knew her, I loved him, I belong there. But let's be real, if we're not intentional, memories can slip away. And I'm not talking about dementia or Alzheimer's here. That's for another video. I'm addressing how photos can get tossed into boxes, videos stay trapped on old phones, and family stories vanish when the storyteller's no longer here to share them. And honestly, that's heartbreaking because those stories, those moments, they are our legacy, and if they disappear, then so much of who we are goes with them. Think about it. What would you give to hear the voice of your loved one again? Or to watch just a few seconds of them laughing? Priceless, right? See, memories are especially powerful when we're grieving. See, they're the thing that brings comfort when the house feels too quiet. See, they allow us to keep someone's spirit alive within us. That's why looking at old photos or watching home movies can make us laugh through tears. See, we don't just remember the person, we feel them. And you know, science shows that revisiting memories can actually keep the brain sharp and even lower the risk of memory-related disorders. So preserving memories isn't just emotional, it's good for your health. You know, I'll never forget when I asked my dad to record his life story. Now, this was back in the day, so we started with a tape recorder, sharing little pieces of his childhood, his work, his adventures, his family. And at first it was just a project, but soon I realised he was reliving his own memories as he told them. Now, unfortunately, he never finished, but the recordings I do have, and they're absolutely priceless. Hearing his voice, his laughter, even the pauses between his words, it's like he's right here with me. And that's the magic of preserved memories. They let love echo through time. So let's talk about the how, because it doesn't have to be complicated. So I'm going to give you some ideas that you can start with, but please let me know if you have any other ways. So first off, videos and home movies. As most of us do these days, we record everything: birthdays, anniversaries, family gatherings, but you could add to it and interview some of your loved ones. Ask them to share stories about their childhood, their first job, how they met their partner. You know, that way you'll capture not just their words, but their expressions, their laugh, and the personality. Now, you could do video diaries where you encourage family members to record short clips about their daily life. I mean, imagine watching that 10 years from now. It becomes a living time capsule. And of course, is photography. I mean, we all have thousands of photos on our phones, but think beyond that, and why not print special ones where you could put them in albums and create themed collections like vacations, holidays, first days of school. You know, a photo on a screen is nice, but a photo in your hand is powerful. And then there's digital photo albums and scrapbooks where you use an app to design and create layouts with photos, videos and text. And these can be shared privately with family or even printed into beautiful books. Now, I love audio memories, recording conversations, voice notes, or even someone reading a letter. You know, for me, voices hold emotion that photos never can. And of course, there's good old journaling. You could keep a memory journal and write down funny things your kids say, meaningful conversations you have, or even your daily reflections, because years from now, those words will be priceless. And then you can get those digital photo frames, and these are fantastic for displaying rotating memories, and you can update them remotely so those memories are always showing up. And you know, my 95-year-old mother-in-law has one of these, and those photos never get old. In fact, they often start conversation. And what about family story projects? This is where you could create a memory box where everyone contributes something like letters, ticket stubs, recipes, little trinkets that hold meaning, holding those precious memories to be looked back on and shared. And at the end of the day, preserving memories isn't about clinging to the past. It's about honoring it. It's about weaving the past into the present so that our children, grandchildren, and even generations we'll never meet can know where they came from. Because each memory is a thread in the tapestry of your life. And when you take the time to preserve those threads, you're not just keeping them for yourself, you're passing down a story that will outlive you. So here's my question to you. What's one memory you've never want to lose? Is it a story, a photo, a sound, a smell? I'd love to know. So share it in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, because together we can make sure that the moments that matter most never fade away. So thanks for being here with me, and I'll see you in the next video.